Hey, how you doing? It's me, Keisha. I just wanted to check in with you on this Sunday afternoon, and I'm really excited. Not only am I wearing my favorite NFL team earrings that are totally indige, right? We've got some little Viking, Minnesota Viking bling bling going on, right? Can you dig it? Yeah. And I just got home from visiting Granny and Grandpa, and I got to see my Uncle Wayne. I even got to talk to my cousin Darius. But guess what? Do you know what this is? Right here? This is gold. This is gold that I can't even fathom. Why am I so excited? Well, these are two foods that are from my Kwakwaka'wakw Nation, more specifically my Numgis and Mama Lilik'ala. I have some wonderful glitna, which is grease. It has some amazing benefits for health. And this is something that I've been eating since I was in the womb, as I was growing up. And to process this and make this takes a long time. You have to go and camp upriver, and you have to tend to this entire process of harvesting the fish to make this glitna. What we do with this is use it with all foods that we would eat, so seafood, more specifically salmon. I can put it in a very easy fish soup. I can just open a can of salmon and dig right in. But there's part two. This over here is what I call popcorn. Guess what? It's really good nourishment for your thyroid, and it's really good for you. This is seaweed, which is harvested in our territory. Honestly, I could sit and eat a whole jar of this. However, I can't do that. Why? Well, unfortunately, our traditional foods are in very, very short supply. And me having this is a privilege and something that I can share with my family, because this seaweed is a natural source of iodine as well as sodium, and it's something that we've been eating forever. A lot of people eat seaweed nowadays in sushi. So nori is basically Japanese seaweed, and some people prefer that, which is fine. But there's nothing as good as seaweed that's been hand-picked in your ocean, right by your island, by your people, and then dried out in the sun and then it's just like popcorn. One of my favorite recipes that I used to eat with my grandmother is actually these two ingredients right here. I didn't even add the fish, not even the potatoes that people have started eating with it, which is, you know, we didn't have potatoes. We weren't farmers, so that's a newer thing. But what we do is Gran would make basically seaweed soup. So water, seaweed, and then some corn niblets, and then we add glitna to it. What the glitna does is it fuels our bodies, right? We need the healthy fats. This is the ultimate healthy fat. Because it's indigenous, you know, you have to have an acquired taste. This is a lot, which means I can share, and I'm happy to do so. So I'll invite some friends over who like it, our family. There's nothing better than being able to share this food. And unfortunately, this is really hard to come by. So for me to get this is actually better than any type of, just better than anything. I can't tell you how good it makes me feel. Like I feel spoiled, like just giddy with pleasure. And because it came from people that love me, it makes it even better. I mean, that's what it's all about. This completes me, you know? And I've talked about this often, and I think this is something that I want to share, because when we're not feeling well, one of the things that always makes us feel better is our traditional foods, right? I ate salmon and glitna and, you know, wild game, fish heads, fish eyes as a child. And unfortunately, I haven't been able to pass that tradition on to my children, but in small ways I can. You know, I can have some fish soup, and I know that my children will enjoy some salmon, and I know that they will enjoy a little bit of glitna. So, you know, this is really one of the benefits of being indig, is we still have access to a lot of foods that our ancestors ate. So I just feel really lucky. I'm overwhelmed, really. I haven't had this much in a long time, and I'm so grateful. Like, I can't wipe this stupid smile off my face. So I'm gonna make seaweed soup. I'm going to make yusa, and yusa is basically water, because, you know, we didn't have stock, and I mean, we made our fish stock, but really when food was simple, really food is simple. So some carrots, some potatoes, some onion, some salmon. I'm going to probably add some seaweed to mine and some corn. And I'm going to glob on some glitna. And I'm hoping that by eating this, it's also going to raise my energy vibration. This is something about food that we also don't talk about, is how it affects our energy and moods. I love this food, so the chances of it being good for my body is really good, because I am appreciating it so much right now. And I know it sounds really silly, but once you've had a taste for foods that you grew up with, it's kind of hard to get away from it. So I wanted to share this with you. I don't get a chance really to talk about my traditional foods, and I think this is a good chance to maybe introduce a little bit of what I can. The grease, the glitna, this is a very large jar, is made from these small fish called ooligans, and they run in the springtime, usually when the halibut run. Unfortunately, they get caught in the halibut nets and then just thrown away. Well, that's our cold. And like I said, it takes time to process this. There's a pit that's dug. All the fish are put into the pit, and basically it takes time, but with all the pressure of the fish going down, the oils come to the surface, and that's rendered, right? And it's made into this concentrated fish that's so good for you. So like the omega-369s, this is like over and above. And I know it sounds crazy, but people have been using this, and I remember even having it as a child when I got sick. So just happy to have it back in my life, really. It is not something that a lot of people have, I guess, an acquired taste for if they haven't grown up with it. Other people love it, but honestly, if you're not really into the fish thing, might not be your jam. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool. But I always give props to anybody that's willing to try it. Seriously, that takes guts. But this, again, sorry, I'm just looking for excuses to eat my seaweed. Oh, it looks like a little critter. Well, see, it's just seaweed. It's been dried.